Of course, economic diversification is something that's been talked about and different policies put into place for a long time. You talked about playing to our strengths. You mentioned agriculture, you mentioned energy. One of the areas that Premier Stelmach has talked about, of course, is in the area of being an environmental steward, extracting the resource in a way that the province can maintain a position or achieve a position of being a responsible environmental steward. Is that something that is being discussed or looked at? Is that a part of the issue for the council?
That's a second theme. One of our themes that we're really focusing on quite actively and engaging with Albertans and actually people around the world who have either roots in Alberta or interests and linkages to Alberta. We're talking about how we take our environmental and resource management stewardship to a whole new level. And that's something we believe we need to set the bar higher. We need to communicate better what Alberta is doing in terms of resource management, but communication alone is not enough. We've got to, we think, take some signal steps that will show Albertans and show the rest of the world that we are serious about the long-term and environmental stewardship as we extract wealth from our resources going forward.
David, in your mind, how important is it to address that question? You described it as the second theme.
It's vitally important. You know, I have a history in the forest industry, and that was an industry in the 1990s that did not address quickly enough its issues in terms of forest management, clear cutting in particular. And we basically allowed the environmental community and other interest groups to define what the forest industry in Canada was all about. We lost control of our future. We had customers walking away. We had international newspaper chains maligning us. We were basically watching the industry being brought to its knees by a negative branding campaign because we did not respond quickly enough to the requirements of a more sensitive ecosystem approach to forest management. And we have the same issue to deal with here in Alberta in terms of energy and perhaps even water. But we're better positioned because we're earlier in the cycle. We've got, I think, generally a pretty good track record in terms of resource management. But we've got to make sure that we step up our game and not allow our future to be in the hands of people who would ultimately destroy it.